Hello and welcome back to Tia's Coloring Chronicles. Today we're going to be taking a look at the colore colored pencils. I picked up these pencils on Amazon Prime Day and I know I'm a little late, but I wanted to take a look at them. So they are a set of 72 pencils. They say they're highly pigmented, the finest artist quality. They come in 3 tins. Now we are missing 3 out of here because I went ahead and picked them out so we can do some testing with them. So there's 3 trays. They are not named, but they are numbered. I have made a swatch chart for you, which I'll show you guys in a minute. And the one thing that really stuck out to me about these is you get a really nice range of purples right through here. And a lot of ones I have found neglect the purples, a lot of sets. And we get a pretty decent brown, we get 2 grays and a black, we have a white. Now the pencils themselves are black, brown wood. Like I said, they're not named, but they are numbered. And this says finest artist quality on it. And colore right here with their little, I don't know, is that flower? The swatch chart I have made out. Move it so you can see all of it. There we go. Gives you a nice range of colors there. And I thought we'd go ahead and test this on a couple different types of paper. I've picked out, the first thing we're going to work on is a Creative Haven book. Because pretty much all of us have a Creative Haven book, or most of us anyway. So this is by Dover. I guess it's not Creative Haven, it's a Dover book. And it's Paisley Designs coloring book. So we're going to start out with blue. Right over here. Now it is going on pretty smooth onto this paper. These pencils also claim to be soft core, and they're not nearly as soft as your Prismas. Let's see, they are layering up pretty nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a red and I'm going to blend it into that blue and then bring it down a little bit. See how they blend together. It says it's blendable. Not bad. It's making some kind of purple there. It is pulling some of the blue into like the specks down here. So there are little fragments of blue I'm noticing being transferred. And I'm not pressing light, but I'm not pressing heavy. So I'm pretty much using like a medium pressure here. I mean, it's not hurting my hand. I could probably use a little softer of a touch. Go back up here and there we go. I'll bring in some yellow and try to turn this into orange. I picked out a red, a blue, and a yellow, our primary colors, to give us a good range of how, oh, see, that's turning into a pretty orange. Give us a good range of how it works. And I've found a lot of yellows, a lot of sets with some of their yellows, especially the more budget-friendly brands. Their yellows are just so light. You put them to the paper and you can barely see them. But these are nice and vibrant, and I like that. Yellow isn't exactly one of my favorite colors to work with to begin with. So if I'm going to work with it, I want it to be vibrant. What do we have left? Green? So we'll go ahead and make a green real quick and see how that works for us. I really like it on the Dover paper. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, does anybody know, is Dover and CreateSpace, or not CreateSpace, but Dover and Creative Haven, I know they're the same company, but are the books the same paper? I guess I can drag a Creative Haven book out and kind of feel it and see. We'll take a test real quick. Let me drag out a book as soon as I'm done with that. Yeah, it's making a nice, pretty green, isn't it? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run a yellow through this though and see if we get some of that blue pulled into that yellow like we did with the blue with the red. I'm kind of curious if that was like a one-time thing, or is it going to happen every time you go to do that? Let's see. Oh, it is getting a little streaky there with that green. You can see a little bit of it pulled all the way up into here. Like, see, it's all the way right through there a little bit. That's disappointing. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to try, let me see. I think I have an owl. Yeah, here's Creative Haven. Here's our owl book, just by feel. Just by feel, it feels like, no. I think the Creative Haven might be just a little thicker. Maybe not. I don't know. I honestly cannot tell. So I'm going to say it's probably the same paper, but this one might be just a tad bit heavier. But as far as smoothness, it felt pretty much the same to me. Okay, so we have that one taken care of. That is our Dover coloring book. And like I said, I picked that one because most of us have a Dover or Creative Haven coloring book. And then I picked out, I'm going to just do the front page of this. This book has been put out by, CreateSpace. Drew a blank there for a minute. This one is CreateSpace paper, and I know a lot of us have a CreateSpace book, so we're just going to go ahead and color a little bit in the front panel of this. By the way, this book, I want to say this book came out like 2 years ago, maybe 3 at this point. And it's really interesting because, and it's one of the first books I got when I started adult coloring, because it has a whole, 2016, so 2 years ago. It has a whole bunch of different artists, so it has a whole bunch of different styles and different subject matters. So I really like this book because of the variety it gave me. So let's start out with yellow this time. And I'm just going to color in maybe this area right here and bring it back. That way I have plenty of room to try these pencils out in. Oh, this is going down like a dream in this book. Now we all know that CreateSpace paper can be problematic. Let's just say problematic. And this is going down like a dream. I love it. Now, here's the test. Is it going to pull? Oh, I guess I should have maybe started with the blue, but we'll get there. It's fine. Just creating that nice green. Never colored on camera before. I mean, showed you my top 10 for Desert Island. I showed you a coloring book flip through. Never actually colored on camera before. And my camera setup is a gooseneck thing to hold my phone, because me and my husband agreed that I wanted to start this channel because I'm so passionate about this, because it is my favorite hobby. But we also agreed that at this point in time I didn't need to invest a whole heck of a lot of money to start out in. So if it shakes a little bit, I'm sorry, I apologize. It will be remedied as soon as I can, but it might take me a while. These are just going down like a dream in this book. I love them. Yeah, these are going to be my go-to pencils for CreateSpace. 100%. No question in my mind. Let's see if we can't get a little layering down there. Yeah. 100%, these are going to be my go-tos. I love them on this paper. And like I said, we all know CreateSpace paper is problematic. And that's being nice. That's being nice. Yeah. It's not pulling. Is it pulling that? Nope. I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright. We'll see if that. There we go. I'm going to lay down some more blue. So I'm really curious, if I do the yellow again, is it going to pull that blue like it did in the last one? I mean, it probably will. And I'm not being super precise here because I'm really just trying to test these pencils. Let's see. Yep, sure does. Sure does. See on the very, very edge of that green, of that yellow, that we're pulling some of that blue. So it's not staying exactly where I want it. I mean, I want it to blend, don't get me wrong, but I don't want it to pull where I don't want it to pull. However, they do lay down nicely on this paper. They really do. Okay, so my final book I have to test is a book that claims to be, we'll just do a flip on it real quick. Not the book, but artist quality. So, and this one is almost comparable to cardstock, like you can hear it. Hear that? I mean, and it is way more toothy than the other colors. So, we are going to go over here and we'll start this again. But this time we're going to start with the blue. We're going to start with blue and see if it pulls the yellow first. Because maybe it's I'm pretty sure it's a pencil, but I don't want to rule out that it might be a paper issue. Oh, see? That's odd. I actually am a fan of these much better, much better on the cheaper paper. They don't seem to be going down nearly as well on the more textured, thicker paper, which is odd, right? Let me give this a sharpen and see what happens, because they also claim to be easy to sharpen. So I'm going to get out my pencil sharpener and give it a few twists. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's a no. No. Nope, it's a paper thing. It is definitely a paper thing. I mean, that seemed to help maybe a little bit, but yeah, I'm I'm not feeling these pencils on this paper, which is, like I said, odd. So let's see if it does it again. Like I said, I didn't want to rule out that it was a paperish. Nope. It's pencil and shoe. I can already see it. I can already see it going right there. And I'm not changing my, well, I'm trying not to. Obviously, I'm not a precise machine, but I'm not trying to change my pressure going from one color to another and one book to another. I'm trying to keep it all very precise. Obviously, there are probably a little differences here and there because, yeah, I think I actually like these pencils on cheaper paper better. When you look at this, when you look at the line art to this book, and everybody's different, which is part of the great thing about this hobby, it screams markers to me. So, but I did want to try it on a more higher quality paper, and I really think I like them on the lesser quality better. They just seem to go on much, much, much smoother. So what are we missing? Purple? We'll do a purple. Now I do have a whip that I'm working on in this book, or with these pencils, in, what's the name of the book? Fairies in Dreamland. And I'll show you that here in a moment. And there is one other thing about these that you should take into note if you're thinking about buying them. So there we have it. Like I said, I think CreateSpace, like, if you're looking for good pencils to use on CreateSpace, as long as you're not going to be doing a whole lot of blending, you might want to consider doing these, because these are really nice on CreateSpace. Again, my own personal opinion. You might get them and think differently, but they are budget friendly. They were only about, I think even, I got them on Prime for like 18, but I think even after Prime, they're only around 20, 24. I mean, I didn't save a huge amount of money with these whenever I bought them on Prime Day. So this is the book I've been working on with these pencils. Let me find my page. There it is. So the one thing I do want to note about these pencils in particular is this green right here. And I want to say it was 860. It went down really scratchy. I mean, really scratchy. And this is a pretty smooth. I mean, the paper's pretty good, and it's really smooth, bright white. But that one went down scratchy. Now the purples didn't, the other greens didn't, the pinks didn't. But that one, when I was coloring the large areas, it really did. And it was odd. This pink, this darker pink that I've used in the pig's ear, it was almost Prisma smooth, is how soft it laid down. Almost, not quite. But I'm going to finish this picture in these colors, pencils. Now, I might use a few gel pens on the pillows because those are some really small details. But for the most part, I think I'm going to use this color or these pencils, and I will see how they test up. So let's sharpen up the other two pencils that we used. I think we sharpened up the blue one just a second ago. So we'll sharpen up the red and the yellow just to make sure it's pretty even between the three of them. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But first, let's go ahead and sharpen these up. So we're going to go with the yellow first. And this is one of my favorite pencils, sharpeners. It's a Faber-Castell dual barrel. Like $9 on Amazon. But this one happened to have been gifted to me. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And they do seem to sharpen up pretty nicely. Let's try the red one. Ah, did you see what happened? Look what I did. Oh, let's see. Yeah, not bad. So I'll put the links, or the link to this colored pencil in the description box so you guys can check them out for yourself. But I would buy them again if I needed to, or if I want to, when these run out, because I don't think you can, I mean, they're pretty cheap, so usually the cheaper pencils you really can't buy open stock.